Welcome to Fast Cars, Fast Girls. We are your INDYCAR experience.
I feel like we're your ghetto INDYCAR experience.
Speedway hood rat. Oh, well, I'm going to go ahead and just, I'm going to address the elephant in the room. So, Molly and I cleaned out the van. Yep, so I'm going to apologize for the audio quality because this is the first time that we're recording on my laptop because, well, you know what?
There you go.
Yeah, I'm going to pour one out for your homie. A Naturday got spilled on Molly's laptop at the end of the van cleaning.
You know, Naturday's killed my laptop.
Yeah, you know what's unfortunate is that the only thing that we don't have on your hard drive is the fucking video that we were going to time lapse.
I know.
I was like, son of a bitch. I mean, I know that's a little selfish. I'm like, I hope your computer comes back to life. I still have hope that it might.
That's cute. I know.
I really do. My mom and sister have done some pretty fucked up things to electronics, and they've come back to life.
A beer got inside the computer. I don't know how you come back from that as a computer or as a human.
I mean, I don't know. I'm still hoping. But anyhow,
it's adorable.
It's adorable, yeah. So anyhow, if the audio quality sucks this week, we apologize. It'll be better next week, but yeah, so it goes. Oh, all right. Well, shit does happen. So our race report, we're gonna Toronto. So yeah, let's just jump right in, Molly.
Sure, sounds like a great idea. So practice says turn 11 was taken all of the prisoners.
Oh, yes, it was.
Well, I think my tally was Will Power, Joseph Newgarden, Takuma Sato, Alexander Rossi, and Scott Dixon all lost it in turn 11. Some caused flags, some didn't, but, like, all of them.
Oh, yeah. All of them ate shit in turn 11.
And, like, this is a list of people you would be like, really?
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 Sato. Really? No. He is not one I would say that to. But yeah, no, practices seemed dicey, although Pagenaud was quick in every practice, and Rosenquist was very fast in every practice.
Rosenquist was very fast. Well, I think in practice, they were... one of my favorite statements is when they're like, they're flinging those cars all over the track, and that's exactly what they were doing.
Oh, they were. They were swinging those cars around. I really
ragged edge.
Yes, I really enjoyed a quote from Pagenaud after practice one or after the first day of practice and all that, and he said that he really likes that course. He said it's one of those tracks where you drive as hard as you can and you either do really well or you put it in the wall. And he goes, it's really fun.
That sounds about right.
I just love what adrenaline junkies they are sometimes. I mean, it's really fun.
It's really cool, guys. And you're like,
it's either awesome or you stuff it.
One of the two, win it or wreck it.
Yep. Oh. So.
Yeah, and then
Will Power had a horrible weekend. He didn't even make it into the Fast 12. Now, he did have his first, didn't make it into the Fast 6 earlier this season, but it's been 3 or 4 years since he has not made it into the Fast 12.
Yeah, I mean, that was a huge thing at qualifying, and they were like, what? Will? And, like, everybody was like, huh? What? Will Power didn't even make it past Group 1.
It was very interesting, and I guess after practice 3, because Pagenaud was P1, and then Newgarden and Power were P13 and 14, and prior to the first practice, Newgarden and Will had a similar setup, and Pagenaud spent a lot of time, on the simulator and different things, and he looked at their setup, and he was like, I can't drive that. This is what I need. And so he basically catered to, he and and his engineer kind of catered a setup exactly to him, and it paid off. And so after practice 3 of Newgarden and Power still not having speed, they both switched to Pagenaud's setup, and obviously that was not a good setup for Will.
That was in fact not a great setup for Will. No,
as it turns out.
But they had Pagenaud's car. Spoiler alert, they had that car locked.
Oh.
It was the thing to behold, really.
It was. That car was, every single thing on that car was on point.
Yeah, it really was. So Power didn't make it. Herta didn't even make it past the first group. Like, that was kind of surprising to me, because he usually does fairly well, even in a qualifying.
He does. He does typically do well, but yeah, no, he didn't either, which was surprising. There were a few people that didn't make it into the Fast 12. Yeah, that didn't make it out of the first. That was surprising.
What was very interesting is that Tony Kanaan and the young, not so young anymore, Zachary Beach, they both started on reds. So instead of going out and doing a couple laps on blacks, they started right on reds. That did not help them, though. So
it did not. I was watching that, and it was interesting because you can see the lap times, and I was just looking, and I just kept thinking, how are they on the faster tires, and they're still not any faster?
I know. It was like, okay.
I know. Very, very interesting. And so fast forward through qualifying, which, did anybody cause a flag in qualifying?
No. We had no flags in qualifying.
Yeah, it was a very clean qualifying.
Yes, it was. I was happy about that, I think, as was everyone else, because there were quite a few flags thrown in practice.
Yes,
so
there were.
Everybody's like, we're not doing, like, nobody's waiting in quals. Like, get out, get your laps, and get back.
Yeah. I think everybody just doesn't want to get screwed like they did at the beginning of the season.
Which just keeps making me, like, more and more nervous. I'm like, oh, God, are we going to have another red flag quals, like, back to back to back again? Because I can't handle that.
I know. I feel like we're all just waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't want to bookend the season with shitty qualifying sessions.
I just don't want it to happen at, like, the next couple of races where we're going to be there.
Where we're going to be, yeah.
I don't handle that well just watching it. I know being there, I'm just going to have a meltdown.
I completely...
I'm driving the car.
I completely agree. It's like, it can happen at Portland, it can happen at Laguna Seca, because we won't be there in person. It'll be disappointing, but yeah, in person, no, I will not be a fan.
No, I can't handle it. So.
I will not be a fan. Although, to be fair, we only have one road course coming up, so that's really the only track where it would be an issue.
That's true.
Of the races that we're going to. So.
Yes. nice save.
Right, of the races that we're going to. Oh. So, and, of course, I'm excited. Pagano won the pole.
Although Sato. Oh, okay. Sato nearly got him in the Fast 12.
He almost did. That was very close. And after that,
texting back and forth, and I was like, God damn it.
Right? I think we text each other because we were like, oh my gosh, Pagano just about gave us a heart attack. And I was like, God, he's so dramatic.
He is so dramatic, though, because it was that last lap, and even when his pole run, it was that last flyer. It was his very last lap.
Yes.
From top to the top.
So I was watching on Gold, but I also had race control pulled up on my laptop. And race control is in real time, but Gold has a 30-second delay. And so for most of them, I was, watching the TV more and just kind of glancing up for times. But, I was kind of wanting to have the excitement and experience with the video, except for that one, because Pagano was down. And I look up, and, of course, it's still going on the phone, on the video feed. And then I look up and see that Pagano got the pole and just lost my shit in my apartment by myself.
It was very dramatic.
It was. I was like, nope, I'm cheating. I'm looking at the live.
Oh, that's okay.
But yeah, it was.
Cheating.
Yeah, it was an exciting qualifying.
Yeah.
And let's talk about Sato trying to start some shit with Bourdais.
Oh my God! What? Those two. Really? Those two are going to start fighting? Both of you calm down.
Here's my theory on Seabass. Or Dad.
First of all.
Not Daddy, but Dad.
Not Daddy, but Dad.
Yes. So here's my theory, because he used to start to throw down with PT. And PT used to be skinnier, but he was never a little guy. And I say that as somebody who's never been a little guy, never been a little girl. Like, I get it. And so here's my theory. Bourdais is not a huge guy. However, a man of that size does not try to start shit with Paul Tracy unless you have experience winning fights.
I know!
So I want to know, was he involved in fights in school? Like, because he has this confidence of, I can 100% kick your ass, and it doesn't matter if you're bigger than him. So for Sato to go up to him, I wanted to be like, I don't think you realize what a badass motherfucker that Seabass is. Like, he wasn't scared of Paul Tracy back in the day.
Yeah. I kind of want there to be like an IndyCar fight club that Seabass runs.
Oh, God. Maybe there is.
Like every Tuesday, because not Monday, because sometimes you're driving back from a race, but like every Tuesday night they just meet somewhere and just fight. Although I think Seabass is in Florida, so that doesn't quite work out. It's just he and Ryan Hunter-Reay. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, Ryan Hunter-Reay would. I don't believe that he would ever get into a fight unless you insulted his wife, and then I think he'd throw down.
I think he'd throw down. Okay.
Yeah, I think
he is a gentleman.
He is, but if you insult Becky, he's not having any of it.
No, but back to the Sato Bourdais fight. Like, I also enjoy how they tried to keep making it a big thing during the race, and I was like, please stop. It's not. It's like they got pissy. That's it. Calm down.
I don't remember if I sent you this screenshot or not. Jim Aiello posted his article, and I will say, in Jim's defense, as somebody else pointed out on this thread, that often the journalists don't write the headlines.
Yeah.
They write the story, and then the headlines are written to garner
the editor.
clicks and views, etc. And so it said something about, punches being thrown or whatnot, and Seabass himself responded to it and was like, great reporting, I don't believe any punches were actually thrown, and used up almost all of his characters giving sass to Jim Aiello.
Because he was sass up ras over the whole thing.
Oh, he was, because Sato was
Like,
all
body
sassafras with
checked
him, and he's like, well, you just did this to me, and I wasn't pissed about that.
Right? He was like, first of all, what you won't do.
What you won't do. Yeah, Seabass is also on the what you won't do tour.
Yes, it's a fun tour to be on.
Oh, but yeah, I love Seabass, but I love when he responds directly to journalists.
He just gets all sassy.
It's my favorite.
It's real fun.
Oh, so yeah, that was great. But yeah, Sato came and started trying to push him and shit as he was trying to get out of as he's trying to get out of the car.
Right? First of all, you never step into another man's pit box because his pit crew's gonna jump you, okay?
Yeah, they have loyalty.
Right? Like, I'm not starting shit around anybody else's pit crew. They're gonna jump, okay?
I mean,
know the rules.
It's the same as a bar fight. You don't pick a fight with somebody who's there with 10 people.
Nope.
Not unless you're also there with 10 people, okay?
And Sato was not rolling up with his pit crew, so...
No.
Bad idea, Jeans.
Oh, I did thoroughly enjoy that, then, Bourdais pushed him away, then he hopped out of the car, and then he was like, okay, now that we're both on the ground, let's go.
Let's go.
Yeah, and they're carting Sato off, and Seabass is still trying to chase after him, because he's like, oh, no. You started this. Let's finish it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, wait a minute, because we here now.
And they're, having to hold him back. His PR person is pushing Sato out of the way.
It was fun.
But I will say, and this is a great Paul Tracy quote, who fights with a helmet on?
I mean, he speaks the truth in that one moment.
In that one moment, it kind of makes you look like a little bitch. I'm just saying, if you're going to start a fight wearing a helmet, really?
Helmet, really? Helmet off. All right, throw that helmet off first thing. Also, they're expensive.
Right? I got hit in the face with a full beer once in a fight. It's fine. You'll bounce right back.
Fine. It's cool. Adrenaline is there.
Right? The only thing that pissed me off is that they wasted a beer.
Yeah.
So I shook it up and returned the favor. Naturally. Oh, so yeah, that was enjoyable. Seabass has actually had some skirmishes with a few drivers. If you'll recall, at the 500, Ray Hall and him, and and they attempted to discuss that at the victory banquet. Well, before it started, right near our tables.
It did not go so well.
Oh, no, it did not. So IndyCar wants a villain. I enjoy Seabass kind of being a sassafras villain.
I'm a little excited about it.
I kind of enjoy that more than Rossi. Like, Rossi almost, again, I think he's an anti-hero, and he seems like too obvious of a choice, and he's not that outspoken, whereas Seabass, he will tell you something about you that you don't know in a heartbeat.
And then he'll fight you.
Yes. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so that was a weird and yet interesting thing. And also, Ed Jones popping into the Firestone Fast 6.
Holy shit, man. Yeah, he came out of nowhere, and I was like, get it, Ed.
Especially, like, practice 3, they were like, they would bring the car in, they would change 6 things, he'd take the car back out, bring the car back, change, like, they were changing God and everything in practice 3, and then all of a sudden for quals, he's like, ta-da!
Shazam.
Fast 6, Ed Jones.
Honestly, Ed Carpenter, because Spigot made it into the Fast 12, so, they had a good qualifying.
It was a good qual showing for them.
It was. But, yeah, we were very excited for Ed Jones. Like, that's...
Yeah.
So.
Good kid.
He's a good kid. Oh.
All right.
Want to get on into the race?
Let's get on into it.
All right.
So, bottom to top. Look at me, top to bottom every time.
All right. So, bottom to top, first out for mechanical issues was Sato after 67 laps, and one of the few weeks I didn't choose Sato as my first out.
I know, and his car catches on fire.
It caught on fire. That was
fire.
I knew he was done when he pulled into the pits and they're spraying it down and he is like out of the car. Like he was like, nope, we're done. That was fun.
Like,
see you guys later.
Not coming back in this one. I'll see you all in Iowa. Goodbye.
Right? He's like, listen, my people, like, nope, we do things raw. We don't cook a lot of food.
Stop it. Stop it.
Nope, I don't do that. Oh. So, but yeah.
He was not having a bad race until that moment, too. That's what's kind of unfortunate. He was running pretty good.
That is what's unfortunate. He really was having a pretty good race. Let's see, his average speed was 99.7 miles an hour. So
yeah, he would have been up higher. Yeah.
Yeah, he'd have been in 12th.
Yep.
Possibly, but
Possibly, yeah.
Possibly.
Sage,
then Sage, which, Sage was, kind of bottom of the pack all weekend, but, something that I enjoyed with his dad kind of updating throughout the weekend was talking about, that they were trying different things and learning and gaining experience and this and that, and I really think that we're seeing, a more mature Sage Karen.
I would agree, yes. And it's hard for people to remember that, like, Sage runs the 500, but with this new aero kit, like, this is the first time he's had the new street course aero kit.
Yes.
So it kind of was like his first time out in a car. So, he brought it home.
Yes, he did.
And I know that's trite to say, but brought it home in one piece.
Nope, he brought it home in one piece, and honestly, he had a nice, clean race. He had some good moves. He did have some good passes and things. His, final position didn't reflect, those things, but he did have a good race, and it was a nice, clean race, and he didn't do anything that was like a total boneheaded move that you'd want to,
smack him around like wanted to do.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Oh, poor Marcus Ericsson.
Oh, poor Marcus Ericsson. I wonder who I can trade him to.
Hold on. And dog watching, and the dogs attacked the phone.
Well, naturally.
Of course.
Of course they did.
All right, so they were also upset about poor Marcus Ericsson. That's what it was.
Well, yes, naturally.
Yeah. Started 20th, ended 20th, 4 laps down because he got caught in that lap 1 incident and that broke his left wishbone and as soon as they fixed it, he was 4 laps down, and he just could not get that back.
No, because we didn't really have, I mean, other than that incident, the next yellow was on the last lap. So there was no...
I know. No kind of rebunching and helpfulness.
No. So it was really unfortunate. I mean, and you want to just...
Because he didn't even cause it.
No. I mean, you want to just talk about that right now?
Sure. Yeah.
So...
Oh boy. Will and Graham and Marco, which...
Marco had a hell of a save.
Yeah, he spun... He just did a little loop-de-loop and was like, I'm out. I gotta keep going.
He did a 360, which everybody in the Midwest has done at some point on snow and ice. When you're driving and all of a sudden you hit a patch and you spin and you're like, this is it, this is how I die. And suddenly the car's facing the right direction again.
God.
And then you're like, I'm good. Let's get the hell out of here. So yeah, that was a great move from Marco. And he totally made it out unscathed. He didn't even touch anybody, really. He just kind of got squirreled around in that. But yeah, it included Laced, Erickson, Power.
Of course it did.
Well, yeah. Rahal and Herta.
Ryan Hunter Ray. But he was able to, like, spoop.
Yes. He and Marco were able to pull a Rossi and dip.
He, like, backed it up. He did, like, the 3-point turn. He was like, screech. And I'm out.
I really enjoyed that. Like, he did a straight-up, 3-point turn like he was in the minivan with the kids.
Yep.
Check the rear view. Good. And I'm out.
Good. And I'm out. What really was unfortunate was that East also tried to get out, and he stalled his car.
Yep.
So his car stalled. Erickson was behind him, and so the AMR people just, like, pushed Lace's car off of it so Erickson could... it was a little fun to watch.
It was really very fun to watch. I'm not surprised that there weren't any close-up camera views of this, but I am disappointed of the conversation that you know was happening between Graham and Will Power.
I caught like the hand motions on NBC Gold on the replay.
You can catch the hand motions, but yeah, I would have enjoyed a little closer.
They did not play the audio. Well, it was Graham's in-car camera.
Oh, okay. I did not see that.
Yeah. You can see his he was even doing like the hand motion of "you idiot, you hit me," and was like trying to play it out with his hands, and I was like, of course he is.
Because it's not like they can really hear each other when they yell with the helmets on, so you have to talk with your hands, which I mean, as a scuba diver, I just enjoy that. I enjoy the motioning and the angry, like, made-up sign language.
I mean, to be fair, knowing that you still couldn't hear me, I would still be yelling in my helmet, so...
I feel like 100% they are.
Yeah. I might have even flipped the visor up and just yelled at them anyway. Just like you're on the highway.
Yeah.
You roll down the window, just yell.
And make eye contact.
Oh, well, first of all, yes.
Because it's a power move.
It is.
It's a power move. There were a lot of people trash-talking Will Power, calling him impatient, which, I mean, you know we love Will, but I will say, I don't know how you thought you were going to go into turn 8 and, like, sneak up and make it 3 wide and nobody crash. In what world did you think that was actually going to work?
I don't know, but I think also some weird visibility issues with how it all lined up. Like, nobody could see the full, 3 wide at the one point, because race control basically was like, we're not going to take any action.
That's true. Yeah, that makes sense. But they did just, they really bunched up right there. And it was only lap 2. Like, calm down.
I know.
I mean, I'm not saying they should, they should just, do some Sunday driving, but lap 2, come on.
But, really, guys.
Really?
Yeah, so that's why Erickson was down. That's why Laced was down.
Yeah.
And then Will Power got back. And
then he caused the first caution and the final caution.
Yes, on lap 2 and lap 85 of an 85-lap race.
Yep. That one was also in turn 8.
Also in turn 8.
Turn 8 and willpower do not mix well. That's what we've learned. Although, I'll tell you what I enjoyed is his dedication to trying to back his car out of the tires and finish the race.
I know.
I mean...
And I really think him backing out of the tires is what moved it from the local yellow to the full course yellow, because he didn't get all the way out, but, like, the barrier came with him a little bit.
Yep.
And, like, race control was like, shit, go full course yellow. We don't know what's about to happen here.
Right. We don't know what's going to happen, and now he's too far out into the lane, and...
It's the whole thing. And I want to point out, like, people are like, oh, see, he did, like, now there's the huge conspiracy because...
Oh, because he's Penske?
Yeah. Which, no.
First off, I mean...
We all... No team orders amongst Penske.
No. Penske doesn't play that game. And secondly, Dixon was not going to catch Simon.
He was not going to catch Simon.
Not in an 85-lap race. Had it been 90 laps, might have been a different story. But
Possibly.
But really, you know, Simon was on a bit of a fuel strategy, and starting at like 20 laps to go, so lap 65, he started, you know, braking earlier than he had been, and kind of rolling through corners and almost letting Dixon gain some speed on him, which was interesting because on the straightaways, Pagenaud was faster every single time. And I feel like since he knew he had this fuel strategy, that I feel like it was almost a game because they knew that they were going to come into lapped traffic, and he didn't pass Chilton until 5 laps to go.
Right. And
knowing
then it was like,
that's
now you
almost
gotta pass somebody.
Yeah, it's almost a kamikaze move, you know, to try and pass somebody, you know, to pass lap traffic just to try and then pass Pagenaud in those 5 laps.
Yeah.
You know, which Chilton did get blue flag, which, I mean, he let Pagenaud by, he let Dixon by. It wasn't like he was holding him up. It was just, you know, race, you know, just the corner workers staying, you know, being Johnny on the spot, which I appreciate.
I mean, we're always here for that.
Always here for that. But yeah, I kind of, when I rewatched it today, I kind of felt like, you know, when we watched it yesterday, I was, you know, on the edge of my seat, and today I thought, I feel like that was planned. I feel like this, you know, because Pagenaud never breaks early. Like, that's not his game. He loves to go as deep as he can into those corners. And he's been doing that all weekend. Oh, yeah, he loves to just squeal it up and then slam on the brakes.
That's how he catches half the people.
I know. He outbrakes all of them. And so, yeah, when I rewatched it, I was like, that's interesting. I would love to...
Very interesting.
Yeah. I'm like, if that wasn't a strategy, then you should lie and say that it was.
Yeah. I mean, here you go, guys. You can use it. You're welcome.
You're welcome. But no, Dixon was not going to catch Pagenaud.
He was not.
No. So, yellow or not. And the people who, you know, hate, oh, it was a yellow. It was a yellow for like, a lap.
A lap. Calm down.
Yeah, so it's fine. It wasn't like we had the last 15 laps in yellow where really somebody could have done something.
Yeah, it was the last one. Everybody just chill.
Yeah, and at that point, unless you're super duper close, you're not trying to pass for the lead and wreck the two of you out. That's dumb. No. And especially not for Dixon, a man who's got 2 DNFs already this season.
Right, but he's like, whoa there. And I think even at one point you and I started talking, we were like, I mean, it was 5 laps, Chilton was between them, and we were like, man, he's not going to try and pass Chilton in case he gets a DNF. And he played it smart, which that's exactly what Dixon does for the long haul.
I mean, he's in it for the long con.
Yep.
Points is points. Second place is better than no DNF. So.
Yep.
But yeah, gosh, willpower in turn 8.
Gosh.
Did not go well. So then finishing 19th, Matt Laced. He was only 2 laps down because, of course, nothing broke on his car in the first caution.
Yeah, he just had to get restarted.
He did. And then Willpower finished 18th. Started only 15th.
Yeah.
Yep. Tony Kanaan started 22nd, but finished 17th.
Thanks to Sato coming out and everybody involved in that accident.
I mean, true. Although I will say, yeah, with that accident, but he did. I mean, he didn't have a bad race. He had some good passes and things too around that.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm just trying to be positive. I don't need you judgmental. Yeah.
I'm just okay. Nice. Okay, you can be positive.
I know. I'm
Whatever
just trying to be
helps you
positive.
sleep at night, Kurt.
Oh, then next up, Ryan Hunter-Reay. Started 11th, finished 16th.
He had a weird. So he was part of the group that was on the alternate pit strategy, but like mid-race, he had pitted, and then like 10 laps later, they were like, Ryan Hunter-Reay's coming back, and for the life of me, I can't figure out why he came back into the pit. So he the slow leak.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Because it was just like, Ryan, why are you back, buddy?
Right? Back so soon?
What? So I think that's really actually what did him in, was that he had that, like, extra pit that was not planned, and that'll just, I mean, it's pit, so it's time off the racetrack.
It certainly is.
And when he pitted, he got lapped by, like, 4 different people.
Yeah. So, yeah, no, not the best race for him either.
No.
Well, then, next up, started 9th. Again, great qualifying. Finished 15th. Spencer Pigot.
Uh-huh. No, Spencer.
So, unfortunately, again with the no team orders, Ed Jones... Ed Jones just straight cut his dick off in a pass and clipped his front wing. And so the right side of that front wing was just screwed. And he would have lost too much time and too many stops to go in and replace it. So they kind of were just waiting for it to either fall the fuck off or not. And so he just rode the rest of the race out.
Well, and he also had like a weird pit stop where he pitted, and then they didn't, because of that wing, I think the way it was broke, the guy didn't fling the hose properly, so it got stuck on the front of his car. And so he stopped, so he didn't run over pit equipment, and then his car stalled.
That's right.
And I was like, oh, God, it's a series of unfortunate events.
It really was.
Oh, my God.
Which...
It's Lemony Pigot and a series of unfortunate events.
Lemony Pigot. It was a series of unfortunate events, which I hate because, again, I mean, he had a good car. I think he would have definitely battled for a top 10 finish.
I think so. I think it's just his teammate was like, "See ya," and then
wouldn't want to be
in the pit.
Yeah. But yeah, I feel like Daddy was both proud and disappointed. Like,
he was like,
The racer in him was like, hell yeah. The team owner in him was, are you serious?
Right. The team owner was like, damn it, kids, there are 2 rules. Don't wreck my car and don't wreck your teammate's car.
Yeah, don't wreck each other.
There was a lecture.
Oh.
In Carpenter Racing.
There was a lecture, and there was a follow-up today, and they're finishing the series tomorrow morning.
Yes. And then they have to write an essay reflecting on how they will be better teammates to each other.
Yes.
And then they're going to have to hug like my mom made my brother and I do when we got in fights.
Oh, God, I remember that.
Yeah, and you just have to, like, stand there and hug each other for, like, 3 minutes. He's going to make Ed and Spencer do that.
Yep. I can see that.
In the middle of the Iowa heat.
Which, knowing the both of them, would make them so uncomfortable. That would be the worst punishment.
It really would be, actually.
Well, our other Carlin car, starting 13th, finishing 14th, Max Chilton.
Kind of one of those just quiet races. It was clean.
It was, and he's another one of those guys that tends to bring the car home in one piece. I mean, he does not have a lot of DNFs.
That's true, and that's kind of actually something to be said about a driver.
It is. So, and I was, he had some really good laps, and he had some good moves, which I enjoyed, especially since he's going to focus on the road and street courses.
That's true.
Yeah, I was excited to, see him have some good moves and things, because it's like, okay, if you're going to focus on that, you better be damn good at it.
Right, like you better not make everybody go, really? This is what you chose? Really?
Yeah. Same as Daddy with the ovals. It's like, okay, like if you want to only do ovals, like, okay, you better kick ass at some ovals then.
Right. If this is what you want to do, you better do it well,
right.
Or else.
Oh, starting 18th, finishing 13th, Zach Veach.
young Zachary Veach, who had quite a good time leading those laps.
Yes, he
was
did.
also part of the alternate strategy, and he was pacing. So Pagenaud had gotten in front of him, but Zach was still keeping pace with Pagenaud on very 30-plus lap old tires.
Yes.
On a street course.
Yeah, I mean, it was. I know that we've made a lot of jokes about ATV this season because he has not had the best season, which, I mean, again, finishing 13th is not what Andretti wants to see, but he had a very impressive race. When you just look at, how he ran in his racecraft, I mean, he had a very impressive race.
It was. He should be proud of this race, honestly.
Absolutely. Absolutely,
Yeah.
he should. Ed Jones lost 6 spots, unfortunately. He qualified well, but did not race quite as well.
I think the car just didn't have the pace when it got to race time.
Which was unfortunate.
Yeah, I mean, it really was, because he had, like we kind of talked about it earlier, he had fantastic qualifying, but just really couldn't put it together for the race.
I know, which, as many different setups and things that they changed,
you would think.
You would think that one of those would have been like, oh, okay, this is what we're going to use in the race. But no.
No.
Well, starting 17th, gained 6 spots.
Yeah.
Sonny.
And was the last car to finish on the lead lap.
Yep. It was the last car to finish on the lead lap.
Yeah.
Santino Ferrucci. Almost a top 10.
Almost a top 10. Had good moves, good passes, good opportunities. He and Bourdais had a little bit of an incident.
They had a little tete-a-tete.
We had teammate-on-teammate violence.
We
apparently.
did, and I'm here for that.
We've talked about it. Look, at the end of the day, you race to win. Don't crash out your teammate, but don't just let them pass you.
Yeah, no. And I feel like Seabass does nothing but respects his teammate going, toe-to-toe with him in a way that's not dangerous and not going to crash you guys out. I feel like Seabass would have lost respect for him had Santino just backed off.
Yeah, he would have been like, you should have pushed. And I think that's what makes him a good kind of coach for the younger. He would have been like, look, you shouldn't have backed off. You should have kept going. Like, here's how you should have done it.
Yeah. And
instead of be like, hey, that was great. Next time, be careful, though, because you did ding me.
Right.
And you get 3 strikes and you're out, Junior.
Right. But yeah, no, it was a good race for him. Going back to Zach Veach. I meant to do this for Lace too. So Veach, for our penalties, I meant to hit him as we went through, and I forgot. But on lap 31, Veach had a pit safety infraction. He got a post-race fine.
He ran over somebody else's equipment.
Well, that's not very nice at all.
I think it was, I don't know whose it was. It was whoever stall was next to him.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah. And then Laced had a pit safety infraction on lap 3.
I don't know what that was.
I'm sure some sort of equipment is God, and everybody was in pit lane after that.
Yeah.
Well, not everybody, but, like 5 or 6 cars.
True.
Oh, so, all right, starting our top 10. Marco Andretti started 7th, finished 10th.
Yeah, but it's a top 10 finish.
Top 10 finish, and he typically does well at this track.
He does.
I would have enjoyed seeing him do a little bit better, but he also definitely lost some time and things with his 360 on lap 2.
He put a little flair on the start of the race.
Sure did. Yeah, but top 10 finish for Marco, so not too shabby. And then starting 12th, finishing 9th, even after the kerfluffle, and that's what's really fucking impressive.
Yeah.
Graham Rahal.
Yeah.
I mean, he seems to be the, he and Herta were the only ones involved in that scuffle that finished in the top 10, that finished well.
Yes. Yeah.
So, I mean, I just want to say I like Graham. I don't love Graham, but it was a good race for him.
It was a fine race. No, I was like, Ryan should have done better if he didn't have that weird middle pit stop. But
yeah.
That's what I was like. Yeah, that's right. It's Ryan. So.
Yeah, you just never know. But yeah,
That's true.
Finished 9th. And then Dad, Seabass.
Yep. Seabass.
Mr. Consistency, started 8th, finished 8th.
I kind of really wanted his standing to also be 8th, but it's not. But
that's unfortunate.
I'll live with that. I'd like it to have been that way. Yeah. And then I think our biggest mover is the rookie Colton Herta, who was up 9 spots.
Yeah, he was. And he was involved in the kerfluffle on lap 2. So, started 16th, finished 7th.
And at one point, he was driving around with a banner in the front of his car.
Yeah, he was. He scuffed the wall or something and picked up some advertising.
Decided to get some more sponsorship money for the car.
I remember we were watching and we were like, what the fuck is he dragging on that car?
We're all like, is that a banner?
Oh, yeah, it was. I mean,
it was in fact a banner.
It was in fact a banner, and it eventually fell off. But
yeah,
I mean, because that actually, had it not fallen off, that would have been disastrous for his race.
Yeah, it actually could have really screwed his car up. But I mean, he actually had a very great race. He was kind of scrapping around with some other people, so it was a good race, which is good because he's kind of had that long stretch of not that great races.
Yeah, even with getting a pole, he still has just had some bad luck here and there. So yeah, that's pretty good.
Like if you get pole and you get passed within the first 3 corners, that's considered bad luck still.
I mean, I don't know that I'd say it's bad luck per se.
I would. He never got that spot. He didn't even lead a lap.
I'm saying I don't think that it's luck. I think that's just you got out Rossied.
True, but
yeah. Oh, and then another big mover, almost the biggest mover, James Hinchcliffe, who also did not make it in the Fast 12, which is extra disappointing, at his home track, basically. But started 14th, finished 6th.
He was making moves. At one point, he passed both Ed Kirkner racing cars within 3 laps. So he was just like, boop, boop, boop. Bye, everybody. He was playing Frogger.
He really was.
Toronto.
And he was one of the only cars that was making moves like that through the sweepers and not clipping cars. I mean,
which is difficult to do.
Very difficult. He really had a hell of a race. I mean, talk about being impressed by somebody's racecraft. It was a great race for James Hinchcliffe.
It really was. It's unfortunate that he did not even. It would have been cooler if he finished. Podium. Or top 5, but 6 is nothing to sneeze at, so.
It's not, especially when you start 14th.
Yeah.
And when, everybody else that started around you got caught up with willpower.
He just went, not today, Satan.
Yeah, just somehow managed to be in front of that.
Yeah. There but 4.
Yes, there but 4. Starting 3rd, finishing 5th. Oh, which actually Hinch had the other pit safety infraction on lap 48. Also, post-race fine.
Also some sort of post-race fine. Not sure what he did.
I don't know. Yeah. Obviously nothing that important. It would be more than a post-race fine.
Yeah.
So Felix Rosenquist started 3rd, finished 5th. I don't know what it is with him and qualifying well. I mean, not that 5th is anything to scoff at. But
right.
I expected a win from him by now.
Well, and he was putting up great speed in practice, and so
it was him and Pagano.
Practice was great, and I was like, oh, thank God, he's finally gonna deliver. And then I was like, no,
I know, because we had talked.
This is not bad.
We had talked about you our fantasy choices and whatnot, and then I sent you a text, and I was like, your boy is showing the fuck up.
I believe my response was, finally.
Yeah. It's about damn time.
And now it owes me 2 pieces of furniture from IKEA put together.
Yes, he does. So
he doesn't know this yet.
We'll you know what? We'll send an email to Michael. Word will get down.
Yeah, Mike will take care of me.
He will. Oh, and then finishing 4th, started in 5th position, Joseph Newgarden.
Just a solid race.
Well, except for him kissing the wall in the exact same spot he kissed it last year, which lost him the race to Dixon.
Yeah, he was just a brush there at least.
Yeah, I mean, he was able to finish the race, but I think it definitely definitely affected things because there were not that many laps left when he did it, and I think that he would have tried to get more of a run on Rossi and at least tried to podium had that not occurred.
Yep, well.
But it did.
But it did. I mean, a lot of things, if they didn't happen, would have changed a lot of races,
But they didn't.
But they didn't, so, I don't know. I mean, again, other than that, though, it was a good race.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and then...
And lots of passes, I mean, all throughout the field.
Yes.
I mean, like, people were just trading spots back. It was like musical chairs on who was in what position.
I know, and so, person I work with, they're like, oh, where was the race this weekend? And I was like, oh, it was Toronto, it was a street race. And he was like, oh, so it was follow the leader. And I was like, no, damn it, passes happen.
Ugh.
Just makes me frustrating. That's how you get me to start ranting. If you just go, no, passes happen, and then I'll just attack you with numbers.
That is quite the trigger for you.
It is, because they happen.
I mean, I get pissed off about it as well, but you're like ready to come out the trailer.
I really am. I don't know why, except I'm like, it's not boring. It's only because the TV focuses on the first three. Although
the TV did a pretty good job.
They're doing much better now. I will say they used to. They are doing a better job.
They are. And they did, to switch gears slightly, during the second lights race, which was on Sunday morning, they did a fabulous job of showing the mid-pack battles.
That's good.
They would show the leader in the mid-pack battles. In fact, the mid-pack battles were so exciting that all of a sudden I look up and I was like, oh crap, we only have like 3 or 4 laps left. And it was like as soon as I thought it, so did the cameraman, and then they went back to the leader because they'd been on the mid-pack for so long. And I was like, oh, I wonder what the leader's doing.
Right, he's just hanging out. It's fine.
So, but yeah, no, they've definitely been getting better, so I'm excited about that.
That's great. It makes me happy.
It does. Starting 4th, finishing 3rd.
Ooh.
Alexander Rossi.
I mean, it was a good race. He just didn't have the speed he needed to catch Dixon or Patch. And sometimes that's what happens. I mean, that's what happens in races. Sometimes you're great. You just don't have that extra oomph of speed.
Yep. He didn't make mistakes. He didn't, there was nothing that you can look at and say, oh, well, this happened and this happened. He just didn't have the speed.
I mean, his pits were great. His crew kept everything moving, but again, just couldn't get that last thing. So, stinks, but hey, man, it's a 3rd place finish.
Yep, it's still a podium. So, and then starting 2nd, finishing 2nd, the Iceman himself, Scott Dixon.
Also, Mr. Consistency.
Yes, he is. Yes, he
Which
is.
At one point, I was watching. I was listening to INDYCAR radio as I was driving home, the replay, and it was like the last 10 laps, and they were like, I don't know, if most people couldn't get in front of Pagano, and then they're like, unless you do Dixon-esque moves, and then there's the pause, and the announcer goes, and it is Dixon, and I was like, Dixon doing Dixon things!
Just Dixon things.
But
doing Dixon things.
He could not catch.
He could not, and I enjoyed on the broadcast that they showed up in the corner views from the IndyCar GP with him and Pagano going back and forth, since it was almost the same kind of cat and mouse game.
Yes, it was great.
And I kind of enjoy, this, which, as we found out last September, I mean, nobody has a single negative thing to say about Scott Dixon. He is the most well-liked person in the paddock, and that comes from Connor Daly. So, I mean, that's saying something.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I enjoy, these camera views, because it's almost like they're rivals, but also, they have respect for each other. So it's almost like they're just kind of fucking with each other a little bit.
It is a little fun,
Yeah. But yeah, it was a great race for Dixon. It was.
It was. It really was. All in the top 3 really have great races. It just, Simon had a car that was just speed dialed in. No step was wrong this weekend for him.
No, he was completely dialed in. And when I got a little nervous with 15 laps to go or whatnot, I flipped over to his radio and I could hear them talking to him, and he wasn't saying anything. And that's my That's what calms me, because when he's super focused, he's super quiet.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, Dixie's not going to have this. I was like, everything is dialed in. This car is dialed in. He's mentally dialed in. He's physically dialed in. Like, it's his.
Yep. Yeah. Absolutely it was. Absolutely. So, and he got the pole and he won it, and very proud. Very good race for him.
It was a great race for him. And it made me laugh, actually, when I watched today, because I didn't catch it yesterday. But the announcers at some point after the race, or right near the end, they're like, well, and, depending on what Pagano does, we can't count him out of the championship if he keeps racing like this. And I literally yelled at my phone. I was like, he was in fucking third place before this. What do you mean you can't count him out? Why would you ever count out the third place person?
In the same vein, at one point during INDYCAR Radio, they were talking about, like, how Joseph and Rossi are like, now they're 4 points behind, 4 points apart. I think there were 9 going in. I don't remember, but it was still close. They were like, well, I mean, like, if nobody does something wrong, like, apparently we're going to go into the season finale with, like, a close championship battle. And I was like, how is that a bad thing?
Yeah, I think that people enjoy when that happens, because if you go into the championship knowing that basically this person just has to fucking finish, they don't have to win, it kind of makes the race not as exciting.
Right? And I was like, are you kidding me, right? Like, who is complaining that we could have a tight championship? Like, no, we should be like, this is amazing. Like, it's still really close.
It's a testament to what great drivers we have.
Yeah, and, like, there is so much parity in this system now that it's not just one person or one team running away.
No, it's not. I mean, and this is the first time that Pagano has ever won at Toronto. So, yeah, no, it's really, it's been a great season.
It really has.
So, yeah, no, I'm like, why? I think everybody would like it to be a tight fight to the finish on the championship.
It was very weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
Who knows?
Oh. Well,
speaking of points.
So, I got a point for Pagano because I said that he would win.
You did.
You got a half point for Dixon because you said he'd win, but he did podium.
So I got the podium half point. The podium pity.
Yep. the podium participation point.
Yes. I got a point for Pagano because I said he would finish in the top 5.
Right.
And you got a point for Dixon because he did finish in the top 5.
Sure did. And then we both got a point for Hinch because we said top 10.
We got our Hinch points.
Which I almost said top 5, and I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, no, me too. Exact thing. And I don't know how many Hinch points we get to get us a free coffee at Tim Hortons, but I think it's 5, so I don't know. We'll have to check.
Well, that's probably American. In Canada, it'd be, what, like $7.50?
It depends on the exchange rate of the day.
Yeah.
Please always check your international Hinch point converter before you go into Canada.
Yes, to buy 10 bits. Neither one of us got the first out point, but yeah, I just, by the skin of my teeth, beat you, which I can't say much for since I got 0 points last time.
Well, I mean, I think we should all realize that I don't have any of these totaled up.
I mean, it really doesn't matter.
I know.
I actually have been thinking about making, like, changing up our rules on the points. Like, if your top 10 pick finishes first, you should lose a point for not having more faith in them.
Yeah, we're not going to do that before the end of the season.
No, but I just thought, like, it'd be kind of fun, because it almost feels a little more fair that way. Like, oh, no, you should have known better.
Yeah, if they podium, you're like, no, you don't get the points. You were just playing it too safe.
Right, exactly, you sandbagging son of a bitch. I did also think... Right, I did also think as we go into, this back third of the season, that maybe we limit, how many of the top 5 people in the championship we can pick.
No.
Come on.
No.
It would make it really interesting.
No.
I'll give you 2. You just can't make all 3.
Nope. That's why I stopped doing that one thing, because I was like, I can't keep track of this.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
I mean, we always have the championship points right by us. So, I mean, basically, it just prevents us both from picking, Newgarden, Rossi, Pagano, or Dixon for every single race.
We don't don't do that anyway, except for this one, which was weird.
It was weird. But yeah, no, we really don't do that a lot, so.
Yeah, in fact, we try not to sometimes. But other times we're like,
Like, I bet you want some points. I know, I think I got Wiley with Road America, and that's how I ended up with 0 points.
I know, sometimes we are like, here are my choices, and then you're like, oh, I regret all of those choices.
Right, it's like, well, it's a good thing there's not real money on this. Oh.
Well.
Next up, this coming weekend.
It's time to go to Iowa.
It is time to go to Iowa. We are, again, taking the shit show on the road.
I was going to say, both figuratively and literally.
Yes. Yep. So, yeah, going to Iowa, the Iowa Motor Speedway out in Newton, Iowa, which, fun fact, on the Weather Channel app, you cannot choose Newton, Iowa as a location because it's too small, but because they let you choose points of interest, you can choose Iowa Speedway.
So, on the Weather Underground app, you can choose Newton, Iowa.
Yeah, I could do it on AccuWeather as well, but I did kind of enjoy that, although I couldn't pick the town, I could pick the track.
That's very nice that you could pick the track. I do enjoy that.
Yeah, I was like, okay, Weather Channel, way to go.
Oh, I see you, Weather Channel.
I can't remember if that was one of my suggestions when I beta tested for them last year. I know they're...
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, I want it to be, because I want to feel proud of that. But I don't think it was.
Say yes.
Yeah, it was me. You're all welcome.
Who will know? Yeah, first of all,
so,
what will we ever say?
Right. Yeah. Never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
In the way of a good story. Yep. All right, the Iowa Motor Speedway. It is the shortest track on our little schedule. It is 7/8 of a mile.
Not even a mile. It is a tight track.
Tight track. That's a good word for it. Yes.
Yep.
It takes approximately 18 seconds to go through a lap. So if you think that your pit stop is 8 seconds, you will be a lap down. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, this is one of those tracks where people, I mean, your pit stop, you are laps down, and then you gain it back, and the pit sequencing is just wild at this track.
It's absolutely insane.
Yeah.
It's banked. We got, 4 degrees on the back stretch, 10 degrees on the front stretch, and the turns are about 12 to 14 degrees, so.
Yeah, a little more than the IMS. The IMS is 9 degrees.
Yeah, which
on the
you
turns.
feel when you're on it.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like much until you march on it with a mellophone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, let's see. It has the second generation of the safer barrier all around it. So for those of you that are like, ovals are dangerous, it's too small, blah, 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 don't worry, we're here for safety too. It's got the safer barrier 2.0.
It's got safer barriers and shit.
We got barriers and shit.
There you go. So the race, the Iowa 300, it is called a 300 because they will do 300 laps.
Yes, thank you. That's how it always should be.
Well, or miles.
Yeah, it should either be the laps or the miles, but yeah. So it ends up being a total of 268.2 miles.
Yes. The very first race for IndyCar was in 2007.
Wow, we've been going there quite a long time.
We have been, yes.
Oh.
Fastest lap, Elio Castroneves with a 186.809 miles per hour during qualifying in 2014.
Not too shabby. I mean, that's really fast for an oval that small.
I know. That's like jet fighter fast.
Yeah, like I'm amazed that his car didn't take flight. That's with the banking and everything. That's wild.
Yeah.
Most wins as a driver, Ryan Hunter-Reay with 3. And given that he typically does really well after he has a crappy race, he might be a good one to throw on your fantasy teams.
Just throw that out there for everybody.
Yep, it's a track he's good at, and just the pattern that's there. He's due for a great race.
And also, Andretti Autosport has the most wins as a team with 7, so that's another reason to put Ryan Hunter-Reay on your team.
Sure is. They've won more than half the races that we have had there.
So
that's wild.
Just think about that, guys, when you're making decisions.
Yep. Andretti Autosport, not a bad choice. All right, well, going back the last couple years, what are you doing?
Yep. I'm sorry, the dogs have to pee.
Okay, I was like, what is happening over there? All
I'm
right, so
dog sitting. They both have revolted against me. I don't know anymore what's going on.
Yeah, you're too outnumbered.
Standing outside.
Yep, you're outnumbered.
Yeah.
It's a problem.
Yep.
So 2016, the pole went to Simon Pagino. Our podium was Joey New, Will Power, and Scott Dixon.
Yep. In 2017, Will Power had the pole. Elio Castroneves won, and I'm pretty sure that was his last IndyCar win.
Yep.
J.R. Hildebrand came in second, and Ryan Hunter-Reay came in third.
Not too shabby. 2018, Will Power won the pole. And first went to James Hinchcliffe, which we were giddy about.
Yes.
And second place, Spencer Piggott.
Which we were also giddy about.
Yep. And then third place, Takuma Sato.
I mean, we were fine with that one.
We were, yeah. I mean, I don't dislike Sato. He's just inconsistent.
But that was the one, if people recall from last year, it ended under the yellow, and so God and everybody was like, "Man, we shouldn't end under a yellow." And then everybody else was like, "Shh, be quiet."
Like, are we NASCAR? We don't do green white checkered. We don't do green white checkers.
We got fuel strategies and shit, so everybody just calm down.
Calm your tits. It's fine.
Yes. Sorry. I was also going to say Beach caught on fire again at this race last year.
That's right. He did catch on fire again.
Then,
looking at the temperature, I bet a lot of things spontaneously combust this weekend. It's going to be hella hot.
We're going to add that to the drinking game.
Okay. Spontaneous combustion? I'm going to say spontaneous combustion or me bitching about the heat.
No, we can't ever add you bitching about the heat.
I know. You'd be slurred speech by 9 a.m.
Sometimes before.
Sometimes before. Yeah.
Yeah. So last year's race, speaking of it being boring, by 50 laps to go, so by lap 250, there had been over 800 passes. By the end of the race, there were 955 passes.
Yeah, so tell us again how there's no passing.
So don't blink, because this is a race.
It is a race. I mean, it's fast. That track is fast. The drivers get out there. And, well, they just had Toronto, which is a physical race. This is a physical race. I will say I'm a little concerned about Dixon because he's got that elbow injury.
That's true.
And Toronto was a very physical race, and you know that he was feeling it by the end.
100%.
You know he was. And we only have a couple days off, and then they're back on the track at Iowa. And that one, I mean, all the drivers have said you really never straighten out because it's so short. Your straightaways
stop turning.
Yeah, your straightaways have banking. That's how short they are. So it's just going to be a constant pull on that elbow. So and all left turns. So at least in Toronto it went both ways. So it's like you got a little bit of relief. So I think that elbow injury might come into play this weekend for Dixon.
It might. I mean, it's going to be an exciting race. I think this is an exciting track because it's such a short track that it's almost like it's similar to dirt track racing for IndyCar.
Yes, it is.
And kind of like we talked about earlier, with a lap being 18 seconds, your pit crew has to be on it. So that's actually something to watch. Like, watch pit stops. If you're there in person, it'll be a lot easier. If you're on, if you're watching TV. Hopefully they show you pit stops because your pit crew has to be on it. Yes,
and not to sound like Katie Hargett, but this is a race where your pit stop can make a difference in whether or not you win or podium.
Exactly.
So,
exactly.
Yeah, a long pit stop and you could be down a lap and a half, 2 laps. Easily, at least, yeah. So.
At least.
At least. Last but not least. So. Obviously, we want to pay attention to the points going on in the race, so I don't have those in front of me, so why don't you run those down?
I actually did math, so everybody should be proud of. Please don't check me. So Newgarden is first. Rossi is 4 points behind him. Pagino is 39 points behind the winner in third. Dixon is fourth. He is 86 points down. And Will Power is fifth, and he's down 124 points. So, again, it takes one bad race for any of these individuals to screw and really upset point balance.
It does. Newgarden's lucky that he didn't kiss the wall any harder in Toronto, because it could have really screwed up his championship points.
Yeah, I mean, a few places lower, and we could have had a new leader.
Yeah.
Get that word out, Hilliker. Also, because this is so short, something to really pay attention to is that the lead car within about 15 laps is going to have to start getting into lap traffic.
Yes, you get into lap traffic so quick. So that's why this is another race where I don't feel like there's ever a race that Rossi does poorly at. But this is a race with, as quick as it is, and those reflexes and the ability to just cut through the field like a knife, I think that this is a race that keep your eyes on Alexander Rossi for sure. I'm
just saying. Somebody may or may not have already put him down for her first pick.
Oh, nice. Well, I believe I said to you this weekend that I feel like Championship 1 and 2 is going to come down to Pagenaud and Rossi, and I don't know who's gonna be 1 or 2.
I know, it's going to be a good fight this year for championship.
Yeah. And I really enjoy that it's like kind of our own personal rivalry, too.
I know, it's kind of fun for me.
It is, it's super fun. Well, and then Juliana is the biggest Joey New fan. Her and Rayanne, of course.
Yeah, so it's great. It's all this, like, the family.
Yeah, it's like this all good-hearted rivalry with the family, so, yeah, I'm into it. Oh. Well,
also, something really interesting I found out about this race. The pole sitter has not won this race.
Yeah.
That's kind of wild.
That is wild. Although, at the 500, it's unusual for the pole sitter to win.
Yeah, but, like, nobody
yeah.
pole has won. Maybe this is the year, though.
Maybe this is the year. We shall see.
Maybe.
Well, since you already mentioned your choices, so you're taking Rossi for first?
I'm taking Rossi for first.
Cool. I'm going to go Page. I just got to.
Alrighty.
Yep. I just got to. Let's see. Top 5.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to pick Daddy. I feel like he's a safer top 10. Yeah. I don't know. Who do you have for 5th?
Ryan Hunter-Reay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I see you. Honestly, if Ed Jones was driving this oval, I'd probably pick him.
I know.
I enjoy Ed Jones on ovals. I do.
Yep.
Yeah. I think I might go Spencer Pigot for top 5. He podiumed last year. I want to see an Ed Carpenter car do well. I just don't feel like Daddy does that well on the short ovals.
Okay.
He's won at Texas, but he's never won here, and yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go Spencer Pigot. A little bit of a wild card.
Oh, okay. It's fine. Who'd you get for? What about top 10?
Top 10. I'm gonna stick with like I did last week. I'm gonna say Hinch.
Okay. Look at you doubling down on the Hinch points. Somebody's trying to get some Timbits.
Oh, I'm doubling down for sure. As soon as I can get into Canada, I'm gonna use those Hinch points.
You're not redeemable in the Canadian locations.
Well, I'll just. Yeah.
Are you ready for this wild card choice?
Ooh, I can't wait.
Marco Andretti.
Okay, I'm here for that.
There's actually, after I filled it out, I realized there's a slight theme to my choices this week.
Yeah, you're going hard on Andretti Autosport.
Yeah, except for my first out.
So you just heard us. Oh. Well, he's got Andretti Tech.
He's got Andretti Tech support, and just because this is such a tight physical track, I feel like it's going to be a rookie again. We're going to have a rookie
sacrifice.
Moment.
The track demands a rookie. I actually think
another rookie sacrifice.
I think that Hurt is a great choice because as was shown in Texas, which Alex, I heard that you felt I was being a little hard on Herta. Apparently, you missed the other statement I said, which was that I appreciate the extra downforce from his big S balls. So I want you to take offense at this. But I think kind of like Texas, I just think sometimes he does.
He gets ahead of himself.
He gets ahead of himself. Gets a little too big for his britches. and pull some moves that he maybe doesn't have the experience for, or the experience to kind of pull off. So I think that Herta's not a bad choice. Of course, I would love to see him go out there and kill it. I mean, I'm not anti-Herta. I love Herta.
Yeah. I picked my first out, but if he turns around and wins it, I'll be like, all right, kid, let's do this.
Right? I'm here for this. My first out... I mean, I kind of want to say Sato, so I'm going to say Sato.
That's my favorite answer. I kind of want to say Sato. So I will say Sato.
So I'm going to say Sato. I was trying to think, is there somebody else? And I was like, no, just go with it. Just go with it.
Fun fact, currently, right now, we both might lose because as of the Toronto race, Carlin doesn't have an entrant for this race.
Really?
Because it's an oval, so Chilton's not running it. It wasn't on Charlie's schedule, and I don't think Pato's putting anything else together for the rest of the year.
No, I think Pato's done with IndyCar for the rest of the year. I'm surprised that Connor Daly hasn't been contacted.
I mean, maybe they're trying to pull something together with somebody else, but as of Toronto, like IndyCar, I guess, asked Carlin, and they were like, hey, who you got running? And Carlin was like, just put a question mark on the car for the spotter guy.
They said, it's in God's hands.
Is it?
It is.
It's like the, if you ever watched the old Pokemon the TV show where they're like, what Pokemon is? And it was just like an outline with a question mark. That's how Carlin will be previewing their car.
Yep.
Whose driver is it?
Just solid white.
Just a black outline of a car with a question mark. Like,
That's it. Just a big question mark. Yeah. No sponsors, no colors, no wraps. Just
black with a question mark.
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah. Well, good luck. Good luck to both of us.
Yes, it's in God's hands now.
Is it?
It is. It really is. It's Iowa. It's God's country.
It is God's country. All right. Well, we have a drinking game, of course, as we always do. And if you are in the car or somewhere where you can't write things down, don't worry. You can find our drinking game always on our social media. And if you think we're funny here, well, we are hilarious in print. So check us out. We are on every social media app. You can find links to all of it from our website, www.fastcarsfastgirls.com. We have a Facebook, facebook.com/fastcarsfastgirls, Twitter, Instagram. Just search Fast Cars Fast Girls. You'll find us. We do have a YouTube page. And on our Facebook page, our YouTube, and our website, we upload our episodes each week. And I say that saying maybe that'll happen this week.
No, it's all automatic.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Molly's making things very idiot-proof for me this week. So if this gets out and everybody can hear it, make sure you check out our social media. We have a good time there. We will put out the drinking game and other graphics, and we've got another FCFG Unplugged coming up, which we're going to talk about a little later. But that's where you can find all the details for that. So yeah, check it out, and you can also sign up for our email list on our website. Molly promises that we will never send you more than one email a week unless it is because we have something free to give you. And I don't mean like a contest. I mean like you specifically won something and we're contacting you to say how would you like us to deliver it.
Hello, you have won something. How can I send it to you?
Yes, how can I get this to you? So anyhow, but yeah, only one email a week. Molly writes multiple blogs a week, but it's just one email, and that way you can stay in touch with us.
It might be a moment or two, seeing as I don't have a word processor.
Yep, seeing as me and the Naturdays killed your Mac.
We'll see if my father's iPad, which I have commandeered, works.
It's the least he could do.
It's the least he could do. It really is.
Oh, good shit. Okay, so our drinking game for Iowa. Now, first off, corn. If they say it, if they show it, corn, you take a drink.
Which a guy I work with grew up in Iowa, only like an hour away from this, and he was like, no, but for real, there's corn everywhere. And I was like, no, I know. I get it. He goes, no, it's all corn.
No, honestly, being a person from Indiana, yes, I've driven through some cornfields, but we have some variety in our state. Iowa does not. All of Iowa,
it's just all corn.
Yeah, is like the 765 area code of Indiana.
Yep.
That's the entire state.
So corn.
Of corn, yeah, just corn everywhere. Which,
Yes.
yeah, and we had a taste test. Indiana corn is better, so fight me.
Deal with that.
Fight me. You can at me on that. We had a blind taste test. The Great American Corn Off. I will show you photos. Every single person voted for Indiana corn. So
It's a thing.
Yeah.
Fighter jet hyperbole.
yes,
Because they really love to do it at this track.
they really do.
They really do.
Anytime somebody says they never stop turning, which I've already said once this episode. So if you're not driving and you're at home, go ahead and take a drink.
So have I. That's 2 drinks.
And we both mentioned fighter jets, so that's 4. Get on our level. Oh, let's see.
If they mention that it's back to a night race, because all of the announcers will mention that it's a night race again. Drink.
Yes. Yep. When they mention that it is, or they call it the world's fastest short track.
Yeah, that's like their slogan. It's everywhere. Drink.
And then I've got one more that I would like to tag on.
Certainly.
And this...
also, if things catch on fire because it's too hot.
Well, yes. Yep, so spontaneous combustion, or any car catching on fire.
Yeah.
But I'm going to say, so this is a twofer. You either take a drink or you finish your drink depending on your level of fandom. So,
Okay.
for those of you that are huge Marco Andretti fans, this is a finish your drink. For those of you that are not huge Marco fans, it's just a take a drink. But every time they mention that his last win was at Iowa in 2011.
So mean.
It is so mean. They showed it on a graphic at the end of the race.
This game? We can't play this game. We camp next to people who say that all the time.
No, but I'm talking on the official broadcast. We're not going to play it at the
Okay.
campsite. No.
We couldn't survive. We
No.
die.
Nope. That's a hard pass. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's a game for the kids at home. That's for the official broadcast.
Okay.
But yeah, they even showed a graphic of it during the damn Toronto race. In the middle of the race, they showed up and they're like, last one. I'm like, well, that's just hateful.
That's just mean.
It was. It felt very mean because they didn't do that with everybody else. I'm like, come on.
They're like, so-and-so hasn't won since here. No, they just, that is kind of mean.
It was.
That's mean.
It was hateful. But yeah. So, and of course, if you're there in person, blue flags are always a drink.
I don't know how one placed a blue flag on a 7/8 mile up in Hopeful.
I mean, I don't either, so I feel like maybe the in-person blue flag game should be, well, you know what? It's either going to be hardly any or it's going to be a ridiculous amount.
Yeah, like it's feast or famine.
So if it turns out to be feast, then we just take a drink. But if it's very rarely, then I think we should finish the drink.
All right, that works.
Yeah. So so play the game, however, won't land you in the hospital.
Yes. Please enjoy the game responsibly.
Yeah. Because I am not a nurse on race weekends, okay? Nope. No. Unless you drop dead next to me, I will do CPR until the professionals show up. That is it.
That's it. That's the extent.
Oh, well, all right, we already hinted at it. Let's see, anything that you're super excited about going into the weekend that you want to talk about, or before we get into our party?
Speaking of the drinking game, that it's a night race, because INDYCAR Under the Lights is amazing.
Oh my goodness. And,
and first time going to Iowa for this race. Also exciting about that.
It is our first time going to Iowa. Yep, first night race, first night race back in Iowa after a couple of years. Our first time going. Our second oval under the lights this season.
Yes, this season, yeah.
Well, and for us, period. Well, no, because Gateway. Shoot.
Yep.
That's right. I'm like, oh, nope, Gateway. That's right.
Gateway.
But,
can't forget Gateway.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm very excited about that, and I've heard really good things from a lot of people that have gone to Iowa before. So
yes,
and we are camping out.
For it.
Of
yes,
course,
we are.
We are. The van has been cleaned and packed.
Yes.
I'm not sure who won. I do want to address some of the suggestions. Jocelyn.
Yeah.
Thoroughly enjoyed the bullet suggestion, but amazingly, the van is the only vehicle I've owned that I have not transported firearms or ammunition in.
Which is surprising, I know.
Well, it's because I haven't moved since I got the van.
Oh, that's true.
Because I don't really, I don't...
Did you not? I thought you brought it with you to the Rolex.
No. after our scary experience, I said that I was bringing it this year.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, I said that I would never again not bring it. I said I almost brought it, and then I decided against it because
That's right.
I didn't know how you'd feel about it, and then I was like, well, I'm not going to secretly bring a gun. That seems shady as fuck. Like, well, and my dad used to do that shit when we went on vacation. Like, he would always just bring his gun. When we get to Dale Hollow, we're in BFE, and my mom, and he did it for years, and he didn't get caught until we had this raccoon that kept getting into the trash overnight. Eventually, the marina started like putting little ties on the lid so that you could tie them down so the raccoons couldn't get in there. But some of them, you know, back in the day, it wasn't quite as fancy, and so yeah, or they didn't have the big, you know, like garage trash cans that you could put, you know, your indoor trash in until you took it to the marina the next day. So sometimes we would just have, you know, there wouldn't be a lid, or there just might be a bag of trash out there, and yes, and every morning my dad would wake up and there'd be trash strewn across the porch of the boat. And he would have to clean it up, and it pissed him off to no end. And this one year it was really bad. In the middle of the night, he hears those raccoons, and he pops out of bed, opens a drawer, throws a magazine into the gun, and cocks it, and is like storming to the front of the boat. And my mom is like, Joe Meyer, what in the fuck are you doing? He's like, this ends tonight. I'm shooting a raccoon.
This ends tonight.
This ends tonight.
Like it's a blood or a crip war.
Yeah. And my mom goes, you are not really going to shoot a raccoon on our family vacation in the middle of the night. And he just turns and he goes, yeah, I am.
Oh.
She was like, no, you're not. Why do you even have a gun? And that was the last time that Dad was able to bring a gun. So I didn't want to get into a situation where then I'm like banned from bringing the gun.
Oh, well, I wouldn't have said that to you.
I mean, but yeah. The fact that
Yeah,
I love that. You're not. Yeah, I am. This ends tonight, Bird. This ends tonight.
This ends tonight.
Oh, God, he hated those fucking raccoons. That was some good shit. But yeah, no, so no ammunition. Jimmy Hoffa's body was not in the van.
Sorry, Dad.
Sorry.
Also, neither was the Ark of the Covenant. But we did find that really cool hidey hole in the van.
I mean, I feel like that's where the Ark would have been.
Exactly.
Yeah, I found a new cubby in the van. Like, that's fucking awesome.
Right?
That we didn't put anything in. But we really should put something, like, we should utilize that space.
Well, I know. I like how we found it.
And then forgot about it.
We got to put stuff on top of it.
Yep. No, then we found it and then we totally forgot about it. Because it's not huge, but, you know, there's certain things that could just kind of live in there year-round. Like, extra sunscreen and bug spray could live in that spot.
Oh, yeah.
Extra like Dixie cups could live in that spot.
Like, even like an extra thing of toilet paper or paper towels could live down there. Yep.
Yeah,
cool.
because it's big enough, and it's got the hard plastic on top that it's not going to get smashed. You know, things that aren't temperature sensitive.
Perfect.
So, which I know that sunscreen and bug spray is kind of temperature sensitive, but it's fine.
But not like that.
Not like that. So, but yeah, found the hidey hole and then promptly forgot about it and stacked shit on top of it.
We also did not find, though we really did look for, the Mid-Ohio tent poles.
Correct. They,
that tickled me to no end.
Yeah, in fact, at one point, we found something, and we both looked at each other like, if this is the tent poles, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind. But it wasn't in the van, it was just in the garage.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not. It was the little shelf for my cot, which was convenient because I had forgotten where that was.
Oh, Lord.
I was like, oh, good, I've been looking for that. I found 2 face sunscreens, not just the one.
Well, look at you.
Two
of them.
The first one I lost, and then the second one that I bought to replace the one I lost that I then lost again. And I was like, I'm not buying another one. I was like, I will either find it or, yeah, it's fine.
We did not find a Fernando Alonso hero card.
Nope, we did not. I actually don't have a Fernando Alonso hero card. I actually don't have any hero cards.
No, I don't think I did.
It's not a thing. It's not a thing I've ever done.
No, we didn't find a forlorn flamingo. Actually, all of our flamingos are in their little home.
They're in their home. Their off race weekend home.
Yes. And we did not find the championship belt for the Santor Day fight because I don't feel like that's done yet.
Nope. A winner has not been declared, so...
Yeah.
Nope, we did not find that. Um, so all very good guesses though.
Yeah, we need to figure out who won them.
I mean,
in our defense, the laptop died, shit got wily, so we will figure this out and contact the winners.
Yep, we will. So stay tuned. Just because you haven't contacted doesn't mean you didn't win.
No.
Oh, which I need to post this week. Speaking of sending people things and winning things, I want to say a big thank you to Maureen McVale, who DM'd us on Twitter because she had gotten a free flamingo towel, a round flamingo beach towel, with a perfume purchase or something. And so she sent a picture and said, "Do you know anywhere where I could, where I could send this?" And I was like, "To us." And so first off, I loved the package because it's just addressed to Fast Girls, and then my address, but the towel is fantastic.
Ooh, I'm excited to see it.
It's a big round one. Like your round one that you have?
Oh, I love my round one, yes.
Yeah, and it's a white background with, really vibrant pink flamingos all over it, but big flamingos.
Oh, it looks so cool at the campsite.
Oh, I know. It's literally sitting on my chair right next to my suitcase because I'm like, I cannot forget to pack this. This is fabulous. So, anyhow, thank you, Maureen. I keep meaning to tweet about it and put it on social media, and I will. But yeah, we love it. We love you.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Yep.
Oh, so yes, it will look great at our campsite, which is where we are hosting the second edition of FCFG Unplugged.
Because people showed up to the first one, so we thought we'd continue.
We thought, why not? But the first one was kind of let's test the water, see what happens. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is the basic premise. It's a family-friendly, pet-friendly tailgating party for people that love racing. So we invite all of our regular friends and fans and, all the regular people that we spend our time with. And we also invite the professionals, teams, crew, drivers, spotters, media people, etc. We invite everybody because at the end of the day, we all started out as race fans, whether we work professionally in it or not. And so, we wanted to create a fun experience where you can get together with other race fans, be they professionals or just super fans like you, and have a good time. Hang out for a little bit, have some drinks, play some games, have a good time. And we wanted it to be family friendly because, although this podcast is not family friendly language wise, we as people love your kids. We find them adorable. We love that you bring them to the track, and we don't want to have an event that excludes families. So, because we think it's so important to bring kids to the track. So, So we want to create a place where you can do that and still hang out with us. So for Iowa, because it's a night race, we all know that, when you have, it's like a night football game at IU. It's just too long of a day to tailgate all day long. It's hard. It's a hard balance to find and not be too drunk by the time the race starts. So we're having ours from noon to 2. If you're already there, just pop on over to our campsite. If you're showing up that day, if you're local or driving in, it's nice because you can just show straight up. You don't have to worry about, finding food or anything like that because we're even going to serve food this time. Get pumped. Pulled pork sandwiches for everybody.
Yeah, it's the most Midwestern thing ever.
It is. So some pulled pork sandwiches. So if you show up with your family and you get there right at noon and you're hungry and you're like, okay, we're going to go to the track, we're going to pay, $40 for food and this and that, blah, blah. Don't. Just come on over to the Fast Cars, Fast Girls campsite. We'll have cornhole or bags. We will have some cards. Maybe let's play cards. We'll have food. That'll be a good time. I will say we'll probably hang out, after 2 o'clock. But from 12 to 2 is the hours that I can promise it's family friendly.
Yes.
So I will say it like that for this event and all future ones. The advertised hours will definitely be family friendly. After that, I'm not saying you can't keep your kids there. I'm just saying you do so at your own risk.
Exactly.
Like, I don't care if your kids are there. You might care.
Yeah. You might. I don't.
And for anybody that has dogs, as long as your dog's friendly and fine with other dogs and kids, feel free to bring them. I know some dogs, have anxiety and things like that, and so your dog, use your judgment. But as long as your dog is cool around loud noises, crowds, kids, and other animals, they are more than welcome to come and hang out with us. Or if your dog just doesn't care and they just lie down and do their own thing, like my dog would often do, that's cool too.
That's also cool. I mean, that means the dog is cool.
Right? So, we love your kids. We love your pets. So, definitely feel free to bring them to FCFG Unplugged. As always, it is BYOC. So y'all are used to BYOB. BYOC means bring your own cooler/chair. And so, A, bring your own chair if you'd like a place to sit because, well, we do have a minivan, but it is crammed pretty tight, so it's not like we're bringing 16 spare camping chairs. So bring your own chair if you like a place to sit, and then bring your own cooler. So whatever you want. If you don't drink, if you just drink Diet Coke like Molly's dad, that's fine. Bring a cooler of Diet Coke. We're just not providing drinks. If you want to drink beer, if you want to drink wine, whatever. I mean, whatever you want to drink, you bring your own cooler. You drink what you want. So, and I think the only other really important thing, other than the time and all that, is that like I said, we do invite professionals, and so this is a hard rule. You are not allowed to ask for autographs.
Yep.
So what we want to create is a fun experience for everybody, and if it feels like a media event or an obligation, then we're not going to get drivers to come. Team members, they're not going to continue showing up if it feels like it's work. We want this to be fun and relaxing. I don't know that we're going to get many professionals this weekend just because it is race day. We might get a few spotters and things, but yeah, we might get a couple drivers to come out. Actually, you never know.
Yeah.
It's
2, and the race isn't until 7, so it just all depends on
kind of what happens that morning, really. But yeah, so
there's nothing that morning.
Oh, that's right, yeah. No, because they're going to qualify Friday night, so yeah. Yeah, we might be able to get some people to show up. But yeah, so whoever shows up, just no autographs. That's what we ask. If we catch you asking for autographs, we will give you one warning. If you get caught again, we're going to ask you to leave. That's a pretty hard rule, so that's all we ask, that you just respect them and just hang out. Just hang out and have a genuine experience. You can get an autograph on an autograph line. That's not a genuine experience.
Yep.
We want you to have a story of like I played Mike Holenkorn, in bags, and he talked shit the entire time.
Yeah, like we're just all kind of getting together to hang out with everybody who likes racing, and it's nice. It's low key.
It is. You can make
nothing
some
really planned,
friends.
so we just be cool, everybody. That's really the rule of it. Just be cool,
be
man.
Cool. Everybody be cool. And it's very much an open house type feel, so don't feel like you have to be there the entire time. You have to show up exactly at 12. No, come and go as you please. At any point between 12 and 2, come on over. And if you don't get there till a little bit later because maybe you're local and you're not driving until that afternoon, you can still stop by the campsite. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Just because it has ended, we're still going to be hanging out at the campsite till later on that night when the race starts. So just because the official party's ended, please feel free to stop by and say hey to us. You will find our campsite easily with the giant pink flamingo on the van.
Yes, and the pink canopy that we have acquired.
Yes, we now have a pink canopy, so which is really hilarious considering, the pink works well with this, but neither of us are really big fans of pink, and we just keep acquiring more and more pink.
It's just funny.
It is. At this point, I've embraced it. I actually might. Beth loves pink, and so I actually can't wait for her comment because she's gonna see that pink canopy and give me so much shit about it.
I know.
Yeah. It's gonna be good stuff.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
I am excited to get up there.
I am too. It's gonna be a good time. Yeah, we're getting there Thursday. So anybody else getting there Thursday, come on over and say hey to your girls.
Yeah, you'll see us.
You will
hear us.
Definitely see us. We've got a small contingent of the Pain Tour coming. I'd like to apologize to their families now because they may not make it back. With Molly and I being the only women in that group, and just the 4 guys that are coming, I think bad decisions will be made by them.
You make it sound like we're going to murder them and hide their bodies.
No, we're not. I'm just saying I feel like they are going to party too hard for the fact that it's going to be like 98 degrees. I feel like you will not hold the title as the only person in the group to have puked on a racetrack by the end of this weekend.
I feel good about this. I'm excited. I really hope it's one of them too, so I can just be like, "Where's your God now?"
Where is your God now?
One of my favorite things to say.
Oh, perfectly executed. That was hilarious.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. Well, we should probably wrap this up. Let's white flag this.
We both got to go to work tomorrow.
Yeah, damn, we do.
Yeah. All right, white flag. What you got for me?
Well, I'm really excited for FCFG Unplugged. I think that's probably. I'm excited for a lot of things. The night race, going to Iowa for the first time. We've got good camp neighbors on both sides. We're gonna have Doug and Ted on the other side of us. So I think And we're going to get there first, so we get to pick the spot. So we kind of get to define the weekend by the spot we pick. But yeah, we got great company. We got a great event coming up. And of course, it's going to be an awesome race. So I'm like, I don't think I can even pick a favorite. I'm just giddy. I'm already ready to be done working. What about you?
I really think it's the race. It's a short oval, and those are just my favorite things on the schedule. And it's a short oval under the lights. You can see the whole track. It's going to be great to watch this race in person. I feel like it's going to almost be like sensory overload. And with the points being so tight, like anything could happen. Anything can happen, and it makes me so excited. So I think that's it. I think that's what I'm really excited about, is that one thing happens and it can really impact the whole championship.
It really can. And this is a race that very much like the Clusterfuck 600 in 2017. You get a big crash with how small that track is. I mean, it could take out a third to a half the field.
Yeah. So I think that's what I'm most excited about.
Yeah. Excellent. All right. Well, let's wave the checkered flag on this.
All righty.
Thanks for listening. See you guys in Iowa.
Bye.